Welcome to this week's episode of Man Talk, where we talk about man stuff and stuff men talk about. And yes, that is bacon you hear cooking. On this week's episode, we're going to talk about 7 ways you can improve your relationship with your wife. And for you single guys watching, that's okay. Some of these tips can be applied to your relationship with your power tools. And if you're a man watching this video and you don't have a wife or power tools, I just got to ask you, what are you doing with your life? Tip number 1, never apologize. It's a sign of weakness. And women need strong leaders in their lives.
Honey, you left the toilet seat up again. And the toilet paper, it's supposed to go over, not under.
Yep. Tip number 2, never admit you were wrong, because, let's face it, you weren't.
Remember when you said that Pastor's vehicle was an Excursion? I thought it was a Suburban. Well, I was driving yesterday, and I saw Miss Teresa, and it was a Suburban.
Yeah, that's what I said. They drive a Suburban.
No, you definitely said they drove an Excursion.
Look, I think I know the difference between an Excursion and a Suburban.
Tip number 3, never do the dishes. She needs to feel valued, and the more that she has to do around the house, the more valuable she is going to feel. So make sure she has lots to do around the house. Tip number 4, always hold your wife's hand when you're in the mall. Now, she's going to think it's romantic, and that's great. But really, it's brilliantly economic. She can't go into all those foo-foo frilly stores and spend all your money if she's stuck holding your hand. Tip number 5. Always make her ask for permission when she wants to buy something, but never ask for permission when you want to buy something. See, women love surprises. And the more expensive the surprise, the better. Tip number 6. Sometimes women can get confused. So make sure when she's driving your car that she understands she is not a mechanic.
Hey, so the Jeep is making this really funny noise when I turn the steering wheel. It's like, every time I turn the wheel. I don't get it.
So every time you turn the steering wheel?
Yeah, every time. Every time.
Every time? You're sure? Every time?
Well, why is it not doing it? It was doing it yesterday.
Tip number 7. Constantly remind your wife that this is not how your mother would do things. This will make sure that your wife understands where she's falling short and help her to desire to do better in the future. Well, that's it for this week's episode. I hope you found it useful. Join us next week when we talk about mothers-in-law. I'm Horace Manley, and this has been Man Talk. And bonus tip, make sure you've got a comfortable couch. You might be needing it.